Hey everyone, Rudy here with the Retro Universe, and I was looking at my DSi XL and I thought I'd go through and show you guys what I have on it. Now this is a modded DSi XL that I modded about a year and a half ago, I want to say. But I do still play physical games on it, like my Animal Crossing Wild World here, just because if I want to jump around between DSs for Animal Crossing, like maybe carry the DS Lite, something smaller with me, I like to have certain games still on the cartridge. But yeah, let's go ahead and walk you through here what I have on the modded DSi XL. Now this is running Twilight Plus, which all you need for it is an SD card and just a little bit of time and patience to get everything set up. So you can do different things when you go in and set up the modded DSi with Twilight. I went ahead and actually added the DSi eShop music. As you can hear it here very loudly. I'm going to turn that down. But yeah, so this is my home screen here for Twilight Plus. Now you still have an option there if you want to go ahead and launch a cartridge. You also have your settings on the upper top left where you can make lots of modifications. And since we're already in Twilight, we don't need to launch this, it just automatically launches. So let's head right into the ROMs and see what we got. First here we got DSiWare. Now there's just a couple apps that I have on here and some mini games. Animal Crossing clock, I mean they put out a whole clock that you could just run with Animal Crossing theme. Bookstore Dreams on here. Now I do see the cover art on the top is missing, so I need to go back and see what's up with that. Dr. Mario Express is alright. Fire Panic's pretty good, it's a pretty good little mini game. Flight Control just takes me back to the early days of even like the iPod Touch, when the App Store for Apple was bringing out all these touchscreen games, but they brought it out for the DSi as well. As Oregon Trail, fantastic version of Oregon Trail. Doesn't beat the original, but hey, you know what? It's there. Now, onto my Game Boy games. Now, normally I like to play my Game Boy games on an actual Game Boy, but I just loaded some games on here just in case I decided to get the feel for playing some on the DSi XL. Personally, I still just prefer playing them on their original hardware. Of course with a backlit screen, but that's the Game Boy stuff. It's pretty straightforward. Onto the GBA. Again, it's missing all the cover art. I need to go through and check what's up with that and then even rename these files because they're coming up as this and I don't want that. I just want it just to be the title name. But yeah, as you can see, a lot of the normal stuff here as a truck whizzes by behind me. But yeah, so this is my GBA stuff. Again, I like to play GBA games on the handheld. I'm gonna go ahead and launch Kirby here just so you guys can take a look at what the GBA games look like. Let's go up to the top screen, and I have to say they look fantastic on here. I mean, the DSi XL is one of the best screens of the DSs that came out, and it just looks great on here. The games play great, sound great. I haven't had any trouble with emulation whenever I'm running any of these games. For the most part, there doesn't seem to be any kind of struggle. Now, I know there's a lot more systems you could add to Twilight Plus, but really I mainly have it for having a bunch of my DS games with me at all times when I don't want to carry around all the cartridges and such. So that's one of the reasons why I load them on here, and I do like to play the ROM versions of my games, and it just makes things easier. So now jumping back here, we're just gonna whiz through these real quick. Again, it's a lot of stuff people normally play and have. Anyways, here we go into the Nintendo DS. Let's go ahead and get started with Advance Wars Dual Strike. This is a wonderful DS game. Absolutely love Advance Wars on the GBA, and the DS one's pretty good too. Alice in Wonderland's a pretty simple game. You can check out what gameplay looks like on it. I just wanted to add it on here. Brothers in Arms DS is one of my favorites, actually. It's a good little third-person shooter. Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, of course, classic. And then Chrono Trigger. This is, of course, the definitive edition for me. Chrono Trigger on the DS with the added cutscenes and all that stuff. Definitely a great version to play. Cooking Mama, you can't beat. It's just Cooking Mama on the DS. I added this game because I absolutely love the movie Coraline, but the game's okay. It's not the greatest, but it's alright. Dragon Ball Oranges is wonderful. It's Dragon Ball Origins, not Oranges. Origins is a good side-scroller beat-em-up. It's fun. The Dragon Quest games are good. I got 9 on here and 5. Elite Beat Agents, of course, is a wonderful game. I actually did a video, link up here. on why it's peak DS gaming, one of the best rhythm games on the DS and overall. Inuyasha is a great, you know, I have the books on it, I watched the anime and stuff, and the game's alright too. Of course, Mario Kart DS is one of the best Mario Kart games. Again, I will stand by that. I think it's one of the best Mario Kart games. Mario Party DS, I haven't even launched this one. I kind of just put it on there to check it out someday. Monster Tale, New Super Mario Brothers, of course, another peak Nintendo DS game that just really defined what the DS was at the time. I absolutely love New Super Mario Brothers, and I play through it all the time. Nintendogs, fun, just own a dog. Okamiden, of course, you know, sequel to Okami. It's a wonderful game on the DS as well. They did really good to get the game on here. Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, this is a first one only. Been playing through this one. I think I'm like on the fourth case. Obviously, Phoenix Wright's great. Plants vs. Zombies on the DS is actually pretty good. It doesn't run as great as you would want it to, but I love that it's the full version of the game. No ads, nothing. It's just a great version to have. Of course, you gotta have your Pokemon games on here. It's Pokemon Platinum, and I believe I have Pokemon White as well. Yep. So I gotta actually start White. I've never played White, but I gotta start it. Professor Layton and the Curious Village. These games were also wonderful DS games that just really defined what the DS was. Radiant Historia from Atlas is on here. We got Rayman Raving Rabbids 2, just mini games with the Rabbids. I think it was better on the Wii. Rhapsody Musical Adventure is a good RPG game. They released it on the Switch recently and on the newer systems too. Star Fox Command, I have to say, is one of my favorite Star Fox games. I mean, I got it when it first came out on the DS, and yeah, you control it all with the stylus, but I think Star Fox Command is underrated, and it's a really good Star Fox game, so definitely check that one out if you've never played it. Sonic Rush is great too. I love that it switches between the side-scrolling and 3D moments, and you get to play a bunch of different characters from the Sonic worlds. Super Princess Peach is fun. I love the abilities that you can switch between her when you're playing the game. Tetris DS, wonderful Tetris game. Probably my second favorite compared to the Game Boy game. Legend of Zelda Spirit Tracks. I've yet to launch this one. I've honestly never played Spirit Tracks. I know it's a crime, but I will get to it someday, I promise. Legendary Starfy, another great side-scroller, a wonderful DS game. Very underrated. A lot of people probably never even heard of it, but it's wonderful. Tony Hawk's American Skateland, I just wanted to have a skateboarding game on here because I love Tony Hawk games. Trauma Center Under the Knife, again, I think the Wii version is better, but it's good. WarioWare Touched, probably the best WarioWare game, up there with the GBA game. Get WarioWare Touched for your DS. And Yoshi's Island DS, guys. Yeah, it's just Yoshi's Island on the DS. And that's going to do it for all the games I have on here. Could I load a lot more? Sure. I mean, it's a large memory card. I could put a bunch more stuff on here. But sometimes I find myself, when I have too many games with me, that I just don't know what to play. I think that's why I like to play cartridges or carry cartridges with me, because I limit myself to maybe 2 or 3 games. So that's why I do find hard sometimes when you're playing on a modded system, when you have access to everything. Like, it's a nice idea, but sometimes access to everything makes it difficult to even choose what you want to play. So sometimes when I leave the house instead, I just look through my games and I say, this is what I'm going to carry with me this time. You know, so it's still great to have. I absolutely love this DS. I love that it's modded and I have the ability to do all this stuff with it. It's a wonderful system. And if you plan on modding one yourself, just make sure you get a memory card and look up online on how to do it. But yeah, that's my DSi XL modded with Twilight++, guys. Have a wonderful day, and let me know down in the comments if you have one as well, or if you plan on modding one yourself. Take it easy, guys. Bye-bye.